We are taught, when reciting the Jesus Prayer, to avoid so far as possible any specific image or picture. In the words of St. Gregory of Nyssa, the bridegroom is present, but he is not seen. The Jesus Prayer is not a form of imaginative meditation upon different incidences in the life of Christ, but while turning aside from images, we are to concentrate our full attention upon, or rather within, the words. The Jesus Prayer is not just a hypnotic incantation, but a meaningful phrase, an invocation addressed to another person. Its object is not relaxation, but alertness, not waking slumber, but living prayer. And so the Jesus Prayer is not to be said mechanically, but with inward purpose. Yet at the same time, the words should be pronounced without tension, violence, or undue emphasis. The string round our spiritual parcel should be taut, not left hanging slack, yet it should not be drawn so tight as to cut into the edges of the package. Normally, 3 levels or degrees are distinguished in the saying of the Jesus Prayer. It starts as prayer of the lips, oral prayer. Then it grows more inward, becoming prayer of the intellect, mental prayer. Finally, the intellect descends into the heart and is united with it, and so the prayer becomes prayer of the heart, or more exactly, prayer of the intellect in the heart. At this level, it becomes prayer of the whole person, no longer something that we think or say, but something that we are. For the ultimate purpose of the spiritual way is not just a person who says prayers from time to time, but a person who is prayer all of the time. The Jesus Prayer, that is to say, begins as a series of specific acts of prayer, but its eventual aim is to establish in one who prays a state of prayer that is unceasing, which continues uninterrupted even in the midst of other activities. So the Jesus Prayer begins as an oral prayer like any other, but the rhythmic repetition of the same short phrase enables the hesychast, by virtue of the very simplicity of the words which he uses, to advance beyond all language and images into the mystery of God. In this way, the Jesus Prayer develops, with God's help, into what Western writers will call prayer of loving attention, or prayer of simple gaze, where the soul rests in God without a constantly varying succession of images, ideas, and feelings. Beyond this, there is a further stage, when the hesychast's prayer ceases to be the result of his own efforts and becomes, at any rate from time to time, what Orthodox writers call self-acting and Western writers call infused. It ceases, in other words, to be my prayer and becomes to a greater or lesser extent the prayer of Christ in